What's up, Giant Slayers? Brandon here from David vs. Goliath BJJ, and in today's video I'm going to be answering the question, how should we be treating others who are visiting from other gyms? So if you guys are curious to hear my thoughts, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so real quick, just pulled over after training and wanted to share a little bit about what happened tonight. And so we had a couple stop by from Gracie Baja, really nice couple. They actually had a mutual friend who trained at our gym a while back, and he had told them to stop by, and so they had came by, and the husband, I believe, was a 2 or 3 stripe blue belt, and the wife was a 3 or 4 stripe white belt, I believe, both from Gracie Baja, and visiting for the first time. And so again, getting back to the question, how should we be treating others from outside gyms? I had a great roll with this guy, really good spider guard game. He actually did get a sweep on me. I'd say he was about 185, 190, maybe even 200 pounds, right around there. Kind of, real stocky, real meaty hands, real good game. And so, my first impression was, hey, how's it going? And he actually approached me right after I got done rolling with someone else, and he asked me if I wanted to roll. I was like, yeah, sure. And so we started rolling, and we had a good roll. And again, really good spider guard game. That was my one takeaway from his game. It seems like they work a lot on that at his gym. And anyways, so after we're done rolling, made sure, great roll, on their way out, hey, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate you guys. Come again. And so again, answering the question, how do we treat people that are visiting from other gyms? Well, that depends. And that depends if you're a student watching this. Sometimes you don't have a whole lot of choice. It just comes down to culture and what the culture of the gym is at that time. And so speaking from experience, my gym's gone through 3 different owners over the last 14 years since I started, and all 3 of them had very different cultures walking in. My first gym felt very intimidating walking in, just based on how the gym was structured. You walk in and everybody's looking at you. There's just one door, and it felt like a Shark Tank back then. Second owner, I felt like the school wasn't as big or intimidating. Maybe it was just because, I was blue and purple belt at the time. I was a little bit more comfortable, but definitely the culture was still kind of on the side of like kill or be killed. You got the strong survive. Now with their third owner, our gym is much more family oriented. I would say much more catered to those who've never trained before, and run a little bit more as a business versus real tough gym. And so anyways, as a student, I was often told that when people walk in from other schools, you got to respect your school. Like, you never let somebody come in and wreck shop on you or any of your guys. And so as I remember, I think I was a purple belt at the time. I was already expected to kind of be an enforcer. And so if I saw somebody come in and they're getting the better of someone else, it was my job, and not just me, but a handful of our other students who are purples and up, to basically make sure that person didn't tap out everybody in the gym. Like, we're expected to hold up the gym's pride and honor in that regard. And so I remember having a lot of tough rolls and just really putting it on people, to the point where, it wasn't malicious, but it was like, hey, if you're gonna come in here and you want to train with us, like, we're gonna show you what's up. We're gonna give you our best, our hardest rolls. And so that's how it was back then. That was the culture. So if you're a student and you're watching this, sometimes you don't always have the choice. Sometimes it's just a feeling, and often it's reciprocated based on how you were greeted when you first walked in. But as it pertains to being a student, sometimes your instructor might say something like, yeah, guys, we don't let people walk in here and walk out of here having tapped everybody out, or, make sure that, you guys roll hard, you respect, you make sure they respect us, and you earn their respect by, just rolling hard. So that might be the expectation at your gym, or, it might be, hey, just greet everybody with a warm welcome. Again, that depends on the culture and, what your instructors and higher belts are often telling you. But if you're a gym owner and you're watching this, it depends, what you want to be known for. And so, do you want to be known after, let's say, like tonight they just stopped by, and who knows, we might not see them for a really long time, but you know, we train knowing that people are going to experience a certain culture or have a certain experience, and then go back and tell people, yeah, I trained at that school and this was my experience. And so a lot of times because of that, we want them to say good things. You know, they're tough, you know, good school, you know, maybe good De La Riva game or whatever. You know, as a gym owner, a lot of times you have a little bit of control in what you want people to think walking out of the gym. And so I remember cross training at a school in Kauai. You know, I live on Oahu over here. The culture over there was very family oriented, and yet, man, I got some really tough rows with the instructor because I was doing well against some of the other guys who are same rank as me. But anyways, as an owner, again, you know, do you want guys leaving thinking, man, this school is badass, this school was high level, this school was top notch, this school was good for De La Riva? Or do you want people walking out thinking, man, those guys are freaking dope, you know, they're super cool, everybody's family friendly, you know, I just love the vibe here and I want to come back. And so sometimes when guys are just dropping in and they have no connection to the gym, no tie to the gym, you know, it's easy to just roll with them real hard and send them on their way. But you know, just for me personally, a lot of you guys know I want to run a school one day, and for me personally, you know, as I was thinking about this question, I feel like I would want people to have that family ohana environment and just have a really good experience thinking, you know, the one takeaway outside of, you know, them being able to rate the level of jiu-jitsu, even before that, the first takeaway is, man, those guys are cool. You know, that's a family-oriented school. I felt warm, I felt welcome there, and I want to go back. You know, and that's the first vibe that I want to give off as, you know, an instructor one day. And so, anyways, getting back to the question as how do you treat people when they walk in? Again, that's going to be up to you. It's going to be up to the culture at your gym. It's going to be up to your instructor, and if you're a school owner, depending on the vibe and, you know, what you want people to think of you. You know. And that's what I've learned as far as marketing goes, and, you know, even personal branding goes. It's not your logo, it's not the name of your school. When it comes down to personal branding and you know, marketing, it's how you make people feel. You know what? People don't always remember what you say, but they remember how you make them feel. How did that person feel walking into the gym, and how did they feel walking out? And again, my personal preference is making sure they had a great time, making sure they you know, met some cool people, making sure that they felt the family and the love and the aloha, and then, you know, having a good training experience with how hard you're rolling and the things you want them to take away as far as you know, how tough your school is. You know, those things are secondary to me anyways, but obviously, of course, I want to be known for having good jiu-jitsu also, but those are my thoughts. And so I would often want to encourage my students to do the same thing, you know, and that's because, you know, when people have good experience, they want to come back. When they want to come back, you get exposed to other styles of jiu-jitsu. And so getting back to my point earlier with the guy having a really good spider guard game, and people in our gym haven't played spider guard in years. You know, I haven't had to deal with people stepping on my biceps and really controlling my sleeves for a long period of time. And so I was really honored to get to roll with this guy who just happened to pop in tonight, you know, through a mutual connection. So again, I think it's in your students' benefit and in the overall benefit of the school to have that type of vibe where people want to come and train with you, and you know, just get exposed to different styles of jiu-jitsu and level up everybody's game. So anyways, those are my thoughts. I appreciate you guys watching. And by the way, guys, if you're resonating with what I'm saying, and if you're ever in Hawaii and you want to come by and train, you're more than welcome to. KT Martial Arts in Kaneohe, but shoot me a DM on Instagram at David vs. Goliath BJJ, and let's connect. Also, feel free to ask me any questions. I'd love to support you along your journey. Anyways, appreciate you guys watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you in the next video.